Welcome UFC Fight Pass fans to the Intercontinental Hotel in Miami, home of Titan FC 66.
This shit's ours, you feel it? This shit's ours.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is raw, unbroken,
This is a championship fight. This is a real fight we have right here too, man. This is one.
Oh!
Drop! Drop the chest twice. Pick up the chest.
We're still in this fight. He's fighting right now off the floor.
Woo! Today we got a day. Today we're gonna show you guys a behind the scenes look of how we film a fight night. When I first started about a year and a half ago, starting to film Law of the GOAT, I was filming by myself and I made a ton of mistakes. And through that process, I learned how to not only use my team, but I also learned how to position my team in the right spot so I can get the best shots. I got our whole team showing up today an hour and a half early so we could choreograph all the camera movements around tonight's fight. Fight night tonight, we gotta be on our A game.
How are you?
We got the valet, my man. There you go, my brother. Thank you, sir.
Take care of the Nissan.
We gotta take care of that. That's a nice Nissan right there. Just gotta take care of that Nissan. The goals of right now, more or less, get in there, unpack our stuff. We're gonna do a dry run through with all of our crew. We're gonna make sure everyone knows their camera movements, choreograph everything, make sure we know what fighters are fighting when. Just be ready for anything. I'm gonna go through shit like a few times. Half of it is for the camera, half of it is for us. So when I'm in an environment where I'm working with an entire film crew, first thing that I like to do is go over every aspect of the plan. For a fight night, I walk everyone through in detail how the night is going to be broken down, exactly what's happening with the fighters, how the fighters walk out, positioning of the camera. I go over every single aspect in extreme detail with everybody so I know that everybody understands exactly how the night is going to be broken out. What I then like to do is get everybody creatively on the same page as me, and what that kind of entails is going over details of storylines, of characters, and what to keep an eye on for that night so they have an understanding of what you're trying to capture from a story perspective. So here are kind of the most important things that I think that we need to make sure that we're getting. Sosa, I'm gonna run through with Sosa in a minute, but Sosa is basically, he's gonna cover the back and the front walk entrance. Johnny, I'm thinking that as soon as they start walking in this way, you cover that walk in from there, and you also get crowd reactions as they're coming in. I'm gonna follow behind the fighters, Sosa's gonna follow in front of the fighters. Sosa's gonna have to probably be, because he can't be over there, he's gonna have to be probably around here. Every fight night is always a little bit different, and on this particular night, the camera crew for the promotion, they shut down an entire side of the cage that we usually have camera B on. And that did cause a little bit of a problem, so we decided to have our B cam roaming between these two sections of the cage. I was the A cam, and I was going to capture this section of the cage. And then we had our C cam roaming in the audience, capturing the perspective of a spectator. I thought that was a really cool perspective, and it's a really cool element that we could bring into the edit, especially when you're looking to change things up. Camera D generally follows wherever the head coach is gonna go and is just stagnant right on the head coach.
Hey, I just want Alex and his team, you gotta tell him where you don't want him, so he's not interfering with you. Okay.
Yeah, we went over that.
Okay, cool. It's super packed tonight, you know, so we gotta be really cognizant to stay out of his sight lines for what he needs. I'm happy to give you, as you know, access to everything.
So one thing that I always recommend is that if you're filming a live event, go to the guy in charge. You want to make sure that you're on the same page and he or she knows exactly what you're filming, because if you piss them off, either they're going to restrict your access or they're going to kick you out of there and you lose that opportunity. Every fight night, I go up to Lex, the owner of Titan, and I say, look, this is what we're trying to do. What are we able to film? What are we not able to film? What are the guidelines of the night? Titan is running a live broadcast. You cannot be in front of their cameras. You have to make sure that you're behind their cameras and you're not in their sight line. We have an understanding now where the cameras are gonna be and at what times people are gonna take over the camera positions. So now the next step is really just make sure that we have everything charged, make sure that we know when fighters are gonna be fighting. A big thing that we have to do is run white balance out here, run white balance inside, and check our presets. For the fights, we're running 8K, and for back there in the back room, while they're getting ready and preparing for the fight, we're running 4K. Stay tuned, we got a lot of stuff coming at you guys.
I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Have a wonderful night tonight. I'm giving out bonuses. Happy holidays. Have some fucking fun. Let's go.
One of the most important but subtle aspects of filming a fight night is filming the back room where the fighters warm up and tape their hands. They have all of this emotion. They have everything that they train for in camp, which is probably 2 to 3 months of training. Everything is leading up to this one moment. You know, there's a lot of detail that you could capture and a lot of emotion that you could capture without them saying one word. You're filming their face, you're filming their body language, you're filming them wrapping their hands, you're filming them eagerly and pensively walking back and forth. There's so much to be captured back there. When we're in the back room, I usually don't run more than 2 cameras. What I'll do is I'll have a 50mm capturing detail shots in 60 frames so we can slow things down, and here's what that shot looks like. For our second camera, I usually have a wide angle lens, something like a 24 to 35, just capturing wide shots at 24 frames, and here's what that shot looks like. Now, there's a very specific reason why I capture shots in 60 frames and in 24 frames. I always go back to the editing room and I'm like, damn, I wish I was able to slow this moment down. Or somebody's talking about something very important and I shot it in 60 frames and I'm like, the footage just looks jittery, it doesn't look natural, it doesn't look right. So film one camera, everything in 60 so we could have the opportunity to slow stuff down. And just in case there's important moments or something crazy happens, I make sure that I have the 24 frames. That way it looks natural, it has that natural cinematic look. Now we get into one of my favorite parts of filming a fight night, and that is the walkout. Squatted up behind him, he's got the crowd chanting his name. You feel this energy, this just like emotion that's in that moment.
Get in this Get in that boy, chill!
Right from that moment on, boom, it's game time. Everything's live. Everything that you prepared for, everything that you talked about with your team, everything that you talked about with your guys, from this moment on, there's no cutting. We're literally just running it straight through. From the time they walk out into that cage to the time they go back into that room, we literally film every single second of that part. Definitely a lot of positioning and moving around that you have to do in order to get that best shot, but most importantly, what you have to do is you got to be able to rely on your team to focus on the sections that they're focused on, the angle that they're responsible for. You should have enough coverage to tell whatever story you want throughout that fight. You should be able to have enough coverage to be able to edit whatever it is that you need to edit. I hope you guys were able to take something away from this and apply it to whatever it is that you're doing in your documentary productions. If you enjoyed this video, you guys want more content like this, please let me know in the comments down below. Smash that like button, and please do not forget to subscribe and support your boy. I will see you guys on the next one. It actually got a little bit scary at one point because there was probably 80 or 90 people all gathered up in one area with tensions being high. It was wild. At that moment, we all ran and we did exactly what we're supposed to do, and we documented that shit. If there's anything that I could tell a documentary filmmaker, you got to be prepared to just run in those moments. Be prepared to just like, whatever happens,
You think
go for it.
You think you maybe don't want to advise people to do that?
Why would I not want to advise
Because
people to
like
do
if
that?
anything happens.
If we missed that moment,
No, I understand, but like advising people, like don't.
But what I'm not gonna do is advise anyone to put themselves in danger.
I was honestly scared a little bit just because we're in a building full of fighters, honestly, and not any of us are capable of fighting any of these guys here.
I strongly advise you to run into danger. Because if you don't run into danger, you're not real. And if you're not real, you shouldn't be doing this.